Hey guys, what's up? And let's try this again. So this is going to be attempt number 2 at reviewing Mass Effect 2 for the Xbox 360. Okay, I know this is a little late, but I never got around to reviewing it till now, and I know everybody probably already has it, has seen other people's reviews and whatnot, but I'm going to talk about it. Why not? So this game is a futuristic RPG action game. What sets this apart from most other RPG games is, well, for the most part, at least for this one, it's not so many RPG elements. I mean, you walk around, you talk to people like you normally would in RPGs, but what's cool about this game is it has this whole dialogue system where, you know, you talk to somebody, it zooms up on the two characters' faces that are talking, and you see the actual character's mouth move, which is pretty cool. And then you have a list of choices for the dialogue that you can choose to say, and depending on what you say determines the outcome later on and stuff like that. So that's really cool. But this one is a little different from the first game. This one is more of an action based game more so than RPG. Like, you know, when you're out fighting, you have a whole cover system, like, you know, every action game, you know, you cover and then you jump out and shoot. Well, this one has that now, and it's much better too. It gives you much more of a cooler action feel to it, which I liked. But the story, it's definitely a lot better than the first game. Maybe because there's more characters in this game. Maybe because Yvonne Strahovski from Chuck is playing Miranda right there. But, I don't know, it was just, I kind of like this one better. What's cool about this game is, from the first game, if you have the first game and you played through it, you can, transport or you can export your save from the first game to the second game, and that way you play the same character. Whatever decisions you made in the first game affects this game, and whoever died in the first game dies in this game. That's pretty cool. I didn't do it because I didn't really like the character I made, so I just... You know, I played part 2 fresh. The graphics, it's definitely an improvement over the first game. But the thing is, like, the graphics, like, the characters look really good, and the cutscenes look ridiculous. I mean, it looks incredible. But the level designs, I'm not really impressed with. Because you go on a lot of caves, and you go on ships, and you go in these little warehouse looking places, and they all kind of look similar. Nothing spectacular is going on. It just doesn't look as great as other games do in that department, so I was a little disappointed. I kind of expected it because, you know, I didn't think it was going to be such a huge improvement over the level design in the first game from the second game, so that was a little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, that's not gonna affect the way, you know, you play the game or how it, or it's not going to affect whether you think the game sucks or not. But I didn't really love the level design. The characters, a lot of cool characters in this game. There's Miranda, which you have to play as, or you shouldn't say, what am I talking about? You should definitely carry her around all the time because it's the chick from Chuck. So, do that. There's also this other girl named Zero, I believe. She has like a shaved head and she has all these tattoos. Really cool. You have this guy who is really cool. And you have a few people from the first game. I'm not gonna go over every character, but there's a lot, and they're definitely diverse. So, and what's cool about it too is when you find the character, when you finally get them, you have to you talk to them later. And each of them has you do something for them. Like, it's more like a backstory type of thing where, like, you know, once you get them and then they want you to go somewhere in their world and do something from their past to kind of help them, which kind of develops each character even more. So that's really cool. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that's cool. The action, like I mentioned before, you know, you have a whole new cover system, which is really good. The action's a lot better than the first game. You don't feel like you're just standing around, you know, shooting people. There's less upgrading, which is more simplistic, which I kind of like. You know, a lot of bullets going around. It's not too hard. Like, you know, like some games they don't give you much ammo, and which makes it tougher. But this one, there's definitely a good amount of ammo, and the magic powers is pretty cool. So I thought the action was pretty good. it can get a little monotonous because it's like a lot of the same characters you fight over and over. But I mean, it's still pretty good. It's still fun, you know, to fight people. This game is definitely a fun game. But for me, the story, I like that there's so many characters, but kind of like the first game, after a while you don't really care about the story. I mean you care about the main stuff going on, and depending on the characters you like, you know, you care. Like some of the characters I was really interested in, and some of them, I mean, there's maybe like 3 or 4 I really cared about, and then the other like 6 I just didn't give a shit about. And I'm like, when I'm talking, I'm like kind of fast forwarding through the dialogue, because you can do that when you press, like, I think the X button, it just kind of skips through the dialogue, and I found myself doing that a lot because I really didn't care. So I mean, I guess it all depending on the person playing. You know, personally, I just kind of fast forward through a lot, and it kind of sucked because doing that I missed a lot of things. And but you know, I'm impatient like that, so that may not pertain to you, but it did to me. So yeah, the game wasn't as long as I thought it was gonna be. I was expecting to playing this. I was expected to like still be playing it and not done with the game, but I beat it within like a week. And there's a lot of things you can do. There's like these little hacking stuff that after a while it gets annoying because it's everywhere. It's like every planet you go on, you gotta hack like 1,000 things, and it's not hard. And if it was hard, it would suck, but it's not too bad. There's these you go around in your ship and you explore the solar system and the galaxy and whatnot, and you find these planets and you have to probe it to see if there's like plutonium and shit like that. And when you earn enough, you can buy upgrades and stuff for your ship. But when you're probing it, it takes forever because the planet is big, and you have this little plus sign that you kind of go around like this, and it goes really slow, and it just takes forever, and that can get really monotonous, and that was a little bit of a letdown, but you know, it could be worse. And then finally, when it comes to replayability, I'm gonna say it's low because I know they're saying, oh, you can go back because there's different endings and you can do all that stuff. But you know what? That's pretty. That's like in every game. You know, it's like every game wants you to go back and replay to have different endings. So you can't really use that as like, oh, you can replay it and find different endings. There's no multiplayer. There's none of that. So. And the game is like, the story is really long, even though it's not a long game, but the story is like really, really long. And to do all that over again, it's just like, no, I really don't want to. So I think the replay value is a little low, but that's just me. You know, you may want to go back and do this again, maybe get a different ending. You know, maybe you don't want these characters to die and whatnot. So, you know, if that's your thing, then you probably have a good replay value on this. If not, you know, if you're like me, the replay value is a little low. But so overall, I'm gonna give this a 4.5. It was good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna shit on it because it was good. I enjoyed playing it. There were moments where I was a little bored, but there were moments where I was like, man, I'm loving this. So you know, it's definitely not a 5. And I'm kind of upset that like I go on IGN and I see like people are like, oh, this is so much better than Uncharted 2. It is not. To this day, Uncharted 2 is still the best game ever, and they are different. They're different, but you know, I'm still playing Uncharted. I just beat 1 and 2 again, and there's multiplayer, and this doesn't have it. You know, you do kind of control a lot of the story, and that's really cool, but that can only take you so far. So I'm gonna give this a 4.5. Definitely check it out. It's a really good Xbox exclusive game. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.